Everyone. So this lesson is on how to split a file into multiple files so that we can manage the projects. So we'll discuss later on how to manage the large projects using CMake, but let's see that we don't have the CMake and then how we can manage the projects. Okay, so this is our code, and as we know that this code, the question is what's the output, but the answer for this question is not that we are not going to get any greeting message. We are going to get error here as we discussed in the class. So we have a create greeting, and the create greeting comes after that. So create greeting is going to give us an error, and for that let's run this code first. So let me create a folder here, dir, and I can say hello and cd hello, and here we can say Visual Studio Code, or you can type code only. This is a code, code dot, and this will open the Visual Studio. Yeah, this is the hello now. Okay, so here we are going to create the file, which is the main.cpp. Okay, so that's the file. So if we are going to compile this file, let's go to the terminal here and let me type g++ hyphen standard, maybe C++20, and then main.cpp, and then dot a dot, it will generate a dot out, and then it will run the a dot out. And I can clear the commands. Okay, so it says that we use of undeclared identifier create greeting. Of course, it is undeclared, and there are two solutions. One is to just swap the function, which may not be a good idea because getting order is difficult, and sometimes it is not possible also. The second solution is that we can write the prototype function declarations on the top in any order, doesn't matter, and this should be sufficient. Okay, so you get it. So this can be in any order. It really doesn't matter which order you keep these functions. So you will still get the same message. Okay, so this is okay, but if we have large number of functions and large number of files, so it's very difficult. So for that, the solution is, as we discussed, we can create a header file here. We can say greeting.h, and in the greeting.h, we are going to copy the function declarations. And so it's here in the greeting.h. And so this needs at least string because we have used here. So we can move the string from here and we can keep it in greeting.h. So this should be okay. And then we can also create another file, greeting.cpp. Okay, so in the greeting.cpp, we can move, no need of this one, so we can move these definitions, and these are not required. And we can have greeting.cpp, we can move the definitions here, and this needs greeting.h. So now there are two things now. So either we can keep the string here because this just needs strings, or we can use the greeting.h. So any method is okay. So let's first use the greeting.h, and later on we need to manage this one also. So we say include greeting.h. So now the greeting.h is the file that we have created. So we need to use the double quotes. So if it is system provided, then we use the angle brackets. Otherwise, we use the double quotes. So double quote tells that this header file is available in the local directory or wherever the path is there. Okay. So in the main.cpp, in the main.cpp, we are using this function which is generate welcome message. So it means that generate welcome message is also from the header file. So we need to include the greeting.h in the main as well. So IOStream will be with the angle brackets, greeting.h will be with the double quotes. So this should be okay now. There should not be any error. And now we can compile again. But now we have included greeting.h, but nowhere greeting.cpp is there. So what we need to do here is, in addition to main.cpp, we need to list that this all file also needs to be compiled, which is the greeting.cpp. And then we can run, and we get the function now. Okay, so as you can see it here, so in the main we have the greeting.h, in the greeting cpp we have the greeting.h, and when we are compiling this with this one, so we have both. So it means that greeting.h is appearing 2 times. So currently we can't see any error because technically there is no problem here if we repeat these functions. So we can say it here 2 times, multiple time declaration. So declaration doesn't matter. So let's say that I'm writing here integer x. Just we are declaring integer x. And now let's say, can we compile this? It's saying that some errors here, duplicate symbol in x. So just by declaring one variable in integer.x, we get this error here. Okay, so now, and this error is coming because there are duplicates. So let's do one thing. Let's make it that it appears only one time. And how can we make it appear one time? Main definitely needs greeting.h. So we can't skip that because we are going to use this function called generate welcome message, and it's in greeting.h. However, in greeting.cpp, so we can avoid this using greeting.h. So instead of greeting.h, let's give string.h to this one. So in this case, the string will be duplicated because string is in the greeting.h as well, greeting.cpp also, but this is the integer x will not be duplicated. Okay, so one here, so we have the string here, and the other thing that we need to still solve is the create greeting is still after the function, so we can manually swap this one here so that we don't have to include the greeting.h here. So since we are not including greeting.h, so it means the function declarations are not at the top. So that's, again, we may get that error. So now hopefully the grid, even without including greeting.h, we should be able to compile the file. Okay, so this is working fine. And the reason for this one is that even though we have the integer.x, so integer.x appears only in the greeting.h, and that is integer.h is only in the main, it is not in the greeting.cpp. So there is no duplicate symbols now. So integer.x is here. Okay, so now let's do one thing. Here we say include greeting.h. Let's make it duplicate now. So 2 times. Let's see what happens. So now it's saying that again there is a problem now because you have included 2 times greeting.h. So earlier there was the linking error, and now we have this error which says that it's unguarded header. So we have the greeting.h. So greeting.h, all header file should include the include guard. So either it should be if definition or the pragma one. So that's the only solution that you can avoid the multiple inclusions of the header file. So we'll still keep this integer x, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write here pragma once, or we can write the different directory, if not definition, then define and maintain. Okay, so we define the here pragma once, and now we have we still have 2 times. Okay, and let's see whether it's working or not. That's it. So you can include multiple time greeting.h. You can have variables declared here also, but still we are not getting any error here because of this include guard. So that's why the include guards are important in the header files. So this was all about this lesson, and in the future lesson, in the next lesson, we'll manage this project using the CMake. Thank you.